Okay, so the Keychron K2, is it? Beautiful. Okay, so let's get started, shall we? Compact, check. Sleek, check. Wireless, check. Last but not least, slim. Okay, that keyboard is not slim, so unfortunately, it does not pass the test, but hey, it's a ripper of a keyboard, so I think I might review it. Let's get to the review. Good. Okay, so Keychron, which is a company that designs and sells different types of keyboards, like this one, this one, this one, this one. You get the point. So they recently, well not recently, but they have made a keyboard called the Keychron K2 version 2. And yes, I said version 2, so that means that there's version 1. And it had some problems with it, so they made a version 2, and the version 2 they basically fixed every single problem that was wrong with the Keychron K2 version 1, and then the Keychron K2 basically is kinda perfect. But we all know nothing is perfect, apart from me, of course. Yeah, anyway, let's get to the review. Let's go. Alright, so the Keychron K2. This is a really nice keyboard. The thing that I really like about it is that there's no extra bits, it's just everything you need on a keyboard. That's it. All the keys are squished together, like over here it's all normal, but then when you come over here, the arrow keys are squished up, but then say on the MacBook keyboards or or some other keyboards, it's not really like that. So I really like how it's all squished up, and like it's still easy to type on and a bunch of stuff, but it's just the keyboard is shorter in terms of like length wise. So on the bottom of this keyboard there are these like little feet on the bottom which you can pop up and down, and therefore like if you want the keyboard to be on a bit of a stand, so there's two sets of feet. So if you want the keyboard to be on a little slope, it's already on a slope with the build quality, I'll get back on that in a second. If you want it to be on more of a slope, you can have it on like number 1, and it's on a bit of a slope when it's standing on the table, and then you can flick up the other switch, and then you can have it on level 2 if you want, and then it's even on more of a slope. The keyboard already, when it was designed, it was already on a bit of a slope, but these little feet thing make it more diagonal towards the ground. Also on the bottom there are these little rubber pads. There's 2 at the top, right and left, and there's 2 at the bottom, right and left. Then you got this thing in the middle which is just where it's designed and a bunch of stuff, just some information, you don't really need to read it. Then you got this, I just like the look of it in general, to be honest. That's why I bought the keyboard, of course. Also on this side you have your USB-C charger, and you can have it wired if you want your keyboard wired, but it's probably mainly to charge it. Then you've also got the little switch for if you want it on macOS or Windows, of course. Mine's on macOS at the moment because I have a Mac computer. And then you've also got your Bluetooth mode, your off, or your if you want to have it wired, so you just can flick between all of those. So right away you get the keyboard, of course, with all the Mac keys pre-installed on it. Then you get the other key switches with all the Windows switches in there, and different color for the escape key and different color for the RGB lighting changer thing key. So like you can either have the escape key gray or orange, and you can either have the RGB lighting key orange or gray. Then you also get the thing that you can pull the keys out with. I don't know what it's called. There's probably a proper name for it, but I just don't know it. And then you also get the user manual booklet, and then you just get a bunch of other stuff like the just the plastic cover on the keyboard, the thing that the keyboard comes in, this little. It's nothing that you actually need. So in terms of the specs, so with the keyboard you have an option of getting the red switches, which are not as clicky, not like all clicky like that. They're a bit like, they're just not as clicky as that. Then the Gator and Brown are like kind of in between with the clickiness, like this. I'm typing on Gator and Brown right now, and they sound like that. And then Blue is like super clicky. I would probably not get the Gator on Blue because they're very clicky, and if you have other people, if you like work in an office and you're buying this keyboard, like if you work in an office, I wouldn't recommend getting the Blue because that could drive other people insane. So just recommending that. But I really love this switches. It kind of feels like it's like modern retro. It kind of feels like one of those really old computers, and that's what mechanical keyboards feel like. So I really like this keyboard. With the RGB, there's a little light in the top here, which you press it, and then you go through it, and then like it changes the types of RGB. Then you can also press FN and the arrow to the right or to the left, and then it will change the types of RGB within that type of RGB, if that makes sense. So say you just have an RGB that's just a red color, so you press FN and that arrow, it will go to yellow or something, and then if you press FN and that again, it will go to maybe green, or just, if you get what I mean. So that's pretty cool. I'm not gonna show you the RGB in this video. I'm gonna have just a nice short quick separate video talking about the RGB, so that's gonna come out one day. So with this keyboard, when you do go to order it, so on their website it's $69 for RGB white backlight, which is just like a plain white kind of light background, like on the keyboard, like you would just see on a normal like Mac computer. And then you can pay an extra $10 for the RGB backlight, which is different colors, which is pretty cool. Like if you want it like all flashing different colors, like how like gaming keyboards are kind of like how all their stuff is RGB. Then you can get RGB backlight aluminium frame, which the aluminium frame is just kind of like, it's a bit thicker around the sides, but whereas on the non-aluminium frame it's not as thick on the sides, if you can see that. Also, all of these prices is in US dollars. I'll go ahead and tell you all the Australian prices for you. So if you want to just get the white backlight, the Australian dollar price is $90 after I just converted it. And then if you want to pay the extra $10 for the RGB backlight, it will cost you $102. And then obviously a bit more for shipping and all of that. And then if you want to pay another $10 for the aluminium frame, that will cost you $115. But like I said, you will have to pay for shipping, which will cost a bit more, so it will cost you around $200. So when you get this keyboard, and you probably would want to connect it because that's what you would most likely want to do. If you want to go ahead and do that, you hold down the function, and you also press the 1 key, so function 1, and then it should, so you should go into Bluetooth on your computer, make sure it's on the side it's switched to BT, then hold down FN1, so the FN key, and then 1, which is function, so hold down function 1, and then you should see it appear on the thing, and then you should just hit connect, and then you should be able to connect your keyboard. You can also read the user manual if that doesn't work, what you do for Windows. I think it's the exact same thing, but I only tried it out with my Mac. You can also connect this keyboard to your phone, which is handy because I tried it out on Notes. It's actually pretty cool, but I'll probably never use it. You can connect it up to 3 devices, so you can have it connected to 3 devices, then you can press FN 1, 2 or 3 to change between those devices. Yeah, so overall this keyboard is really nice. I like it. I reckon it's a great keyboard for everyone. Doesn't matter who you are, what you do, it just feels great, it looks great, and it's not slim, which doesn't really matter when you've got all these features except that. Yeah, so hope you enjoyed this review of the Keychron K2. I reckon it's a great keyboard. Hopefully you do. But yeah, that's it for the video. Bye.